The weather is perfect, somebody said, because I had nothing to do with it. And this is how it turns out. So I'd like to just say a few things, and we'll just get rolling, because you didn't come here to listen to me talk. I'm John, I'm the administrator here. I'm the one that does the least amount of work and walk around the place looking important. Right, Before I want to say a couple of things. The kitchen is already open, as you can see. We didn't have an official opening, but everybody's eating, so please help yourself. Kuchnia otwarta. Wszystko domowe i roboty. And the special guest is a member of provincial parliament for Mississauga East Cooksville. Tell me if that was right.
John and everybody here for inviting me, and want to congratulate Wawalwilla on their 20th picnic and 33 years of serving the Polish community. I just want to say it's a particular privilege to be the first Minister of Seniors in Ontario, and I'm going to tell you why we did this. So earlier this year, our government announced the creation of a standalone Ministry of Seniors. And when people ask me, well, why do you need a standalone Ministry of Seniors? I've channeled Justin Trudeau and said, because it's 2017. Does anybody here want to guess and tell me why I would say 2017 is the perfect year to create the Ministry of Seniors? Canada's anniversary, I get that all the time, and it's a good one, but there's another reason. Anybody else wants to guess?
Ontario.
Ontario's 150th. Well, there's a third reason, and I'll tell you why, and you've already heard this in the newspapers. And that is 2017 is a watershed year in Canadian demographics, in Ontario demographics, because across Ontario, in little towns and big towns, and right here in Mississauga, for the very first time, there are more people over the age of 65 than children under the age of 15. And so it was time to create a Ministry of Seniors. There's 2.2 million people over the age of 65 in Ontario, and I like to say that's 2.25 million good reasons to have the Ministry of Seniors. I just want you to know that as a government, we recognize the seniors community in Ontario, and I want to begin by thanking you, because this year we celebrated Canada's 150th, and we're probably one of the best countries in the world, and you guys made it. So thank you so very much for everything that you've done to build up Ontario, to build up Canada. And finally, I just want to say that one of my responsibilities is to ensure that all of the retirement homes in Ontario are properly run and the people living there are safe and well looked after. And I just want to say, places like Wawalwilla make my life so easy, because you guys do such a great job. So thank you so much. And in fact, John knows this. There's a lot of new communities, new Canadians who want to build retirement homes for their own communities. And I've had John come out to talk to them about how John has done it, how the Polish community has done it, because you've done such a good job and you've shown so much leadership as a community in building these retirement homes and finding a culturally sensitive place for seniors of Polish descent. So I just want to thank everybody for that. And finally, just have a very, very lovely day. I was just thinking, I read somewhere, and I'm sure it's correct in the Polish language, but I read somewhere that the two most beautiful words in the English language is summer afternoon. How do you say that in Polish?
Whoa.
Summer afternoon.
Letnie popołudnie.
Letnie.
Popołudnie.
So the two most beautiful words, according to me, in the Polish language are letnia popołudnie. I hope I got that right.
We meet in Sven's office regularly. We discuss seniors' issues, problems. He held an open house, I guess, a few months ago, and was very, very successful. And and it wasn't a complaint session. It was very, very productive. I also have a personal thanks to Sven. He helped us with a grant application for the New Horizons grant that made possible the very, very famous worldwide Library of Congress cookbook. It's maybe the best cookbook in the world. It's called Wawalwilla's Cookbook. And They published it with one condition, that my picture cannot be in it, so they replaced it with my mother's picture. But the cookbook is right over there, and the ladies that are waving, and it's there for you to buy. And you know whose recipes are in there? Yours. I can see some of the people there. I can see Rhea, I can see Mrs. Dombrowski, and I can see Mrs. Smith. All their pictures are in there with recipes. And that wouldn't have been possible without Sven's help. So Sven, coming up here, please say a few words, and we're so glad you're here. Cue the applause. Thank you. Great to see you, Sven.
Thank you, John. Dzień dobry. Thank you so much for inviting us back to your 20th picnic, and congratulations. What a beautiful day. I think it's even a bit more beautiful than last year's. Happy summer, happy Canada 150. It is absolutely wonderful to celebrate with you. And I want to thank you for the warm welcome that my team and I receive every time we come here. It is absolutely heartwarming to see the dedicated staff, to see the families, to see the residents. What a beautiful community you have built. And there is leadership as well. As John has said, there's interest on the part of your community in the work that we're doing for seniors in Ontario, across Canada. It was perfect timing to have my good friend and colleague Deepika Damerla, the Ontario Minister for Seniors, here. She's doing incredibly hard work, and more often than not now you will see the different governments working hand in hand, the municipal, the provincial, and the federal government, especially on issues that are as important as our seniors and the demographics that we're facing. So I want to thank you for your engagement, for your ideas, for your community spirit. And we have the beautiful cookbook. When you come and visit us in Applewood, it is right on our coffee table. So people that come into our office and that see Dulce, our manager, or our staff, get a chance to look at the cookbook and to be inspired by the recipes. So I want to thank you for putting that beautiful piece together. I have with me a certificate of appreciation for the work that you do, and congratulations on the 20th picnic. I'm going to hand this to John. It's on behalf of the House of Commons and all the people in Mississauga Lakeshore, with my thanks to you for everything you're doing, and thank you once again for the warm welcome. Have a great day and a great celebration.
Dziękuję bardzo I dziękuję za zaproszenie. But historically, I go back to the very beginning of Bowville Villa, and I'm glad you're still inviting us, even though we live a little further from here. But życzymy wszystkim, co pracują tu, co mieszkają tu, 100 lat.
Dzięki. And as much as Sven has done for the Polish community of Wawel Villa and Deepika, and I can tell you, there is nobody that's done so much for the Polish community than Jesse Fleece for all those years. And from the early days when he was a principal at Argentina Public School off of Roncesvalles, and helping all of us at St. Casimir's Church. I can tell you, Polonia wouldn't be what it is without Jesse Fleece. And I'm just reading some Polish history, or a history of Poles in Canada, and I can tell you this much: I cannot find a book that doesn't reference this gentleman. So thank you very, very much. It's an honor to
Hey, so going home, and I can't do it, I have to go.